Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dungeon Dive. Daniel here, and welcome back to the continuing deep dive into the depths of Shadows of Brimstone. And word of warning, this is going to probably be the most exciting video anybody has ever posted to YouTube. So if you have any heart conditions or health conditions, please watch carefully. This is an example of how I laminate my game components. I've had enough people ask me about this that I thought I would make a video and show it. So I have no qualms, I have no problems laminating original stuff. I know some people think the way I treat my games is sacrilegious. Like I rarely sleeve my cards. I draw on things with Sharpie. I laminate. For me, games are kind of they're kind of transitory things. They come and go. I was just telling somebody in a comment this morning that this is my third complete like board game collection that I have right now. I've sold two complete collections, so in my life things are always coming and going, and so I don't mind like modifying things to make them more appealing to when I am using them. Now I can't say I've had my hero cards laminated. I think the earliest one was done about 5 years ago, and I've had no issues whatsoever with peeling or anything, so they seem to be holding up. I have a ton of my game components laminated, but you know, I'm not taking any responsibility for anything you do that might mess up your game. For me, this has worked out, and I haven't run into any issues yet. So I use this really cheap swing line laminator here, just really small. There's the model number. You can take a look at it. It has settings for hot and cold lamination. I don't know what cold lamination is. I don't know what kind of paper that uses, but I use the hot lamination, and this green light will light up when the machine is warm and ready to use. And then for my character cards, I will typically use these 5mm pouches, and those come like that. One thing you want to do is just kind of make sure that you don't get dust and stuff inside, because it will show up, especially if you have pets. Look out for pet hair. That is one thing I noticed that gets caught in these a lot, and especially because there's a lot of static on these, so when you open it up, like stuff is just gonna fly into here and get stuck. So I just take my character card like that and just push it all the way up to the top as far as it'll go using my thumbs there. Now you can do two at a time, so you could set a second one in there like that, and then as you feed it through your machine, as the machine grabs it, you're just going to want to hold the bottom one in place until it gets into the machine so it doesn't slide around. But I already have this one laminated. And so as soon as you get everything adjusted to the position you want, you're just going to go ahead and slide that into the laminator, making sure that the pages don't knock up against the sides of the laminator, because it could crease it a little bit. But you just want to slide it through, and then your laminator will grab it and it will slowly pull it through. And we will come back when it is done. Okay, that is just about through now. Coming out the other side here. And it'll release when it's done. Okay, so then we have our huge laminated sheet. We're all done with the laminator. We can turn that. Actually, I'm going to keep it on for one last thing. And then what you want to do is you just want to grab your paper cutter and trim around the edges. And I am not super precise. I am not a perfectionist in anything in life. And so I just kind of eyeball it here. There's the edge of the card. And I'm going to just back that up probably about, I don't know if that's 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch or so. And just go ahead and take that off there. Whoops, that did not. That's one thing you have to look about on these. Make sure you get a good press. There we go. All right, so there's one edge. I'm going to redo that. I'm going to cut it a little bit closer there. Okay, so there's that side there. And then we're going to do the other sides here. All right. So then our edges are trimmed like that, all nice and even. And then the handy dandy corner punch. This is one of the most important items I own for the board game hobby, because I use this all the time on all kinds of things that have square corners. For instance, all of the larger playing cards in Hexplore, the race cards, they all come with square corners. And even when you open the box, the corners on so many of them are already like damaged and fraying. And I love rounded corners. So I will often, if any cards I have like in a game have square corners, I will spend the time to round them. This has 3 different sizes, small, medium, and large. This is the Kodomaru Pro. I almost always use the small. And then you're just going to clip your corners like that. And then you have a really nice laminated hero sheet. And the reason I do these is just because these are passed around a lot to different players. If stuff gets on it, you can wipe it off. You can actually write on these with dry erase markers. And that green doesn't really show up very well. Sometimes they can be a little hard to get off, but all you have to do is kind of like scrape it off and it comes right off. And so you can keep track of stuff like that on there. Sometimes different players are fiddly with the stuff in front of them. They might like do this while they're playing and, you know, like bend it up. But if it's nicely laminated with 5mm, then nothing really bad can happen to it. Once I've cut everything, I will often just slide it through the laminator again, just to really get a nice seal on the edges. So yep, that's it. Just a quick little hobby video on how I laminate my Shadows of Brimstone stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this super exciting video, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.